Hello and welcome to GuySuCo Roundup. I'm Curtis Setal. Grinding for the second crop has started, and this week's program packages efforts made to keep employees informed. This week's program takes us to regions 3 and 5, where managers sound readiness to build resilience and sustainability into the business.
From the very land that gave sugar around the world the name Demerara comes the finest quality of cane sugar, Demerara Gold. Enjoy the real thing from the original source, the rich, fertile Demerara coastline where sugarcane has been harvested since the mid-17th century. The result is here for you to enjoy. Wherever this unique sugar flavor is needed, Demerara Gold is the ingredient that will always create a stir.
Welcome back. There is a call for renewed focus as we look towards achieving the second crop's target. Let's digest the sessions at Uitvlugt and Blairmont Estates. We'll start at Uitvlugt Estate.
Welcome to this, our second crop for 2018 pre-crop brief. Now we have in our midst, we all know our estate manager acting, Mr. Naresh Narayan. We have the Chief Industrial Relations Manager, Mr. GuySuCo. I'll invite our EM acting to do his presentation.
It's good to see everybody here, and as we normally would do is basically the pre-crop brief where we're telling you a little bit about what is happening, and we're hoping that you can pass the message on to your fellow workers. And in the room we're supposed to be having the junior staff, workers from all the different areas, inclusive of the factory and all the different yanks. What is most important for us is the number that you're seeing there, the 422.3, which is under the plants. We will have to plant that amount of hectares in the second crop of this year to ensure that we get that cane in the second crop of next year. Not being able to do that, we will have a problem. So here again, the planters, the man doing the tillage, the workers doing the weeding, the spraying, harvesting, each and every portion is important, inclusive of the man looking to see what they're doing and how they're doing it, the foreman, forewoman, right? The persons who are making up the payment in the office is also important. So each and every worker is important. And to achieve the targets that we are setting, and based on our projection and what we see, and here we will have in the year 2019, we're saying the end column is showing at the bottom that we can make 21,539 tons of sugar as compared to this year where we have 17. Now we can't go to the 35, we can't go to the 40,000 as quickly as we would have liked, because of a number of reasons. But we're going to 20.
I'm going to try to address some of the critical issues when they come to industrial relations in the company. This company is still a big company. We employ close to 10,000 employees within the employ of the 3 estates. We saw things change last year where 4 estates went out of operation. The EM, before he concludes, speak about the target. This morning we met with the reps and just to inform you some of the parameters we use to set the target. Now the estate show the central office, GuySuCo head office, LBI now, fixed targets for each factory. Factory production schedule is sent out through the IR department via circular. Our target is set. First week, 85% of the estate original target. Your target here, while it's 1020, it is not the original target. It's far below the original target of the estate, which some of us know, reduced over the years. So it's 85% of 1020, and the second week is 90% of 1020. Now what does it mean? If you achieve those 2 set targets in the first 2 weeks of the crop, you achieve WPI. what you call a weekly production incentive. The rest of the crop, you will have the full week's target, save and except if you have a holiday or holidays within the week. Where you have a holiday, the target will reduce to 95% of the week's target. And then there is a concern on the last week. If at all on the last week you have adequate cane to achieve the target, and at the end of the week we cut out all the cane and you still don't make the target, but you achieve 90 to 99% of the target, the company pay you, they pay. Now last crop we had a problem with this understanding. Now these things are in a circle that is quite there for some years. Some of us know it, some of us forget it. But it's not what I said or the manager said. There's a circular that governs target and target setting. This is something called holiday with pay qualification. I trust most of you belong to a union. You understand there's an agreement that covers you to qualify 80% of the days available to qualify for holiday with pay, to qualify for WPI. The monthly staff, they get a leave, so they don't have to qualify. For the weekly, piece rated and time rated, they have to qualify. It's a cane harvesters. At Uitvlugt you have 516 cane harvesters, 421 qualified. At the extreme end, so you have 95 there, they didn't qualify. So they come to work, behind the truck, they collect the estate, you have been boats, cutlass, file, water bag, whatever, and they don't work. Now what we have here is showing that less than 80% of the people qualify for the estate. But if you look farther down here, you see 38%, 39% of people just qualify 80% of the days. So it means 193 persons would have worked just 4 days. So close to 40% of the people just turn up to work 4 days, go home, in operation that grind and run for 7 days, 6.5 days sometimes. Now for you to achieve the target, everybody has to work. Now we have 3 estates still in the company, and this is the attendance of the 3 estates over the last crop. A sore issue in the industry. I'll be on average at 60, Blairmont at 56, Uitvlugt 59 point something, round after 60. The company at 58. Why I say it's a problem? Here is this, that we have work available in the cropping period for some category, 7 days, 6 days, or more than 4 days. And people are still working less than a day available. The estate ground in a cropping period for at least 6.5 days per week. You have to service the factory for half day, Monday half day. So for the remaining 156 hours, we are expecting to supply the factory with canes to grind. Supply the factory means that the people who fall in the stream of cane supply should be working as regular as possible to supply the factory. So we all have the benefit. But what we have, this is attendance for the harvesters. 60% average. So 6, 7 is 42. They just work over 4 days. But you have operation going 7 days. So you have overhead expense, running the factory, running the lorry, running the operation. But the critical operation to supply the cane, people ain't turning out. And yet you see in the papers, people say they ain't getting work. And we frustrate them in out the crop, not to give them work. My question to you, why do you want to work out the crop when you have an opportunity in the crop to earn money when the production is there to give revenue? On behalf of the art department, I want to wish you have a successful crop. The rep this morning said that you want to focus on all 10 weeks, that you achieve all 10 weeks targets. I want to compliment that position to you, that you focus to have achievement of your 10 weeks target and receive it of a PI. Thank you very much.
My objective this afternoon basically is to give you a brief review of 2018 first crop production, a brief review of the second crop proposed production, to look at the cane supply and improving same, and also to look at the constraints and ways of improving the same. Estate harvested 783 tons, hectares of cane. Farmers harvested 786. There was a total of 1569. And if you look at the forward end, our tons cane per hectare ranges from between estate 62.82, which is an improve from 49 tons to 62. So we need to give yourself a cheer for that. While the farmer produced 51.27, a total average of 57. Staff attentiveness to details, communication, and corresponding. So if you are a staff and you're not being so attentive to your work, you find that certain things on the slip, like the work standard and so on. So this is where you come to where you got to produce your best. You as a staff and as a worker need to push your best. Again, last year, our second crop, PCH, was in the 40s. So again, we improve again. So when you're coming together and work as a team, you will be able to improve. But we are nowhere yet. We have to aim to reach 71 tons as shown in the estate manager slide for the year 2019. Farmers on the other hand are creeping up slowly. But one of the reasons for their low tons cane per hectare is because the area which we have harvested again, they rerun. And so now this year we plan on assisting them in getting their tons cane up. Good. General relative to cane supply, again, this is what we do, this is what we will do to ensure that the DAP is made. And we need your help in this manner. The estate manual is expected to produce 65 tons daily, while the Wales manual, the person that's coming from Wales, is expected to produce 45 tons manually. The estate bill will be moving up from 120 now to 150. Therefore, we need to work and keep our bill going. And the thing what would encourage that is large group size among the harvesters, because right now we have close to some fields you have as much as 80 to 90 pounds of cane per field. So if you have two sides if you have two sides, it means that if you get two groups, one on the low side, one on the wind side, it means that you got 40 pound group. Hence that all the canes harvested on that side of the field will go to those workers. So the scrap cane, the loading, everything will belong to them. And the thing that I would encourage the harvesters to do is cut all the damn beds first and then go in, so the bell loader could be able to maneuver properly. The punch could be able to move in. And by doing that, you will help the bell shift. Why is the bell shift? That is the bells that pick up the keys after it is placed on the ground. Some say that if you're going to harvest 150 pounds daily by the bell, if a bell, we have a fleet of 7 bells, 3 pounds per hour will give you 21 pounds. Right? It means that 150 divided by 21 will only take 7 hours to load. That's on the Dutch bed system. Understand? On the other hand, if you're using the broad beds, you will load 18 pounds per hour. What? Because the cane is in very good stands. You're talking about 62 to 80 to 95 tons per hour, depends on what cycle you are in. So you will receive 18 pounds, so it will take 8.3 hours. So if we finish stocking this cane, if by 12 o'clock, you are from 12 to 9 to load the cane. But listen to this. If you are placed in big groups and you started to cut this cane bed after bed from silent, it means that by 9 o'clock, the bell could start to load.
Let's go into this crop in a positive way, have a positive outlook on life in general, not just work, but life in general. You have to know what's best for you. You gotta know what benefits you want, and so you have to work to achieve the benefits that you work, somebody else can't work it for you. You have to work it for yourself. So let's get the full turnout and bring off this crop with a bang.
Each one of us is our responsibility, right? You're responsible for your own safety, and when you're being told, or you're being get the training, get the understanding that what is safety and how you must work, they give you procedures, safe operating procedures to work with. And if you're receiving the safe operating procedures, it's a step-by-step process in terms of how you get your job done. Right? But some persons feel that that is too long, drawn out story, and they take shortcuts. And then we end up like that. And when we have staff, same persons doing things, not doing the thing the right way, and just leave them, don't say anything to them. So we need to change that and make reductions and accidents to zero be our main objective. Start on the job training in some areas, but they need to be enforced because it's still, the stats shows that majority of the persons them will get in accident in 2017 and some certain part in some part in 2018 that those are young persons that just get employed, persons under 1 year of service. Most times involving accidents. So therefore, when they go into the environment to work, the senior persons, they don't probably look at them and say, well, okay, you're doing this wrong, try to do this. So we need the staff to ensure that this is being done this time around. Even if you move from one department to the next department, you should be trained or retrained because you must get a training to suit that type of activity. Unsafe work process, especially agricultural workers, we'll put the especially agricultural workers because they're the majority of persons who have unsafe work practices.
From Uitvlugt, we will now head to Blairmont Estate.
For the second crop, our target is 19,105 tons of sugar, which we should make from 219,964 tons of cane. We have a crop in the ground take off in 16 weeks. We foresee that once we get the weather and people start to turn out and we start to make weekly production incentives, then we will pick up momentum and the attendance will improve. As we've done in the past, there is no reason why we can't do it. Once 1 day pay is achieved, then we will continue in that momentum. So basically, I want to charge the workforce during the second crop to improve on your attendance, come to work, give of your best, and let's ensure Blairmont remains viable and we have a secure future for our family and friends.
While the industry is down to 3 estates, not a lot of us realize, that things are not the same. Right? Sometimes when we get our colleagues who are still napping, we gotta wake them up. We gotta say, hey guys, you know what? While we've been doing this in 2017, or we did this in the first crop 2018, we have to do some things differently going forward. Let's start it now as we're getting into the second crop. Let me give you an idea of what the second crop is looking like for the industry. While we would have said, or we would have set ourselves a target of 103,000 tons of sugar for this year, because we had that shortfall in the first crop, we're looking about 102,000 tons of sugar, right? Now, this is what is happening. Let me give you the estates, their contribution. Albion Estate, they have to contribute 38,160 tons of sugar. Blairmont, you saw the number, but again, for emphasis, 19,105, and Uitvlugt, 10,780. And that will equate to 68,045 tons of sugar. Time is critical now that when things are bad, that we put our heads together to find solutions. So if you guys have ideas, share it with management. And I've always encouraged this with management. If you come with an idea and it can't work, we should sit with you and explain to you why it can't work. We don't just say no. Because for me, while you might say no is a complete sentence, it's hard for some of us to just take no on an idea that we might have, which sounds good. But sometimes, a fresh person thinking about it might find certain things why it can't work. So you have to have that discussion. But that aside, we have to ensure we do as much as we possibly can in terms of our land preparation, our replanting program, and whatever remedial work we could do in terms of the ratoons to ensure we blast or boost next year production. Because of having things done right in the factory, we also had to get things done right in the field. Because we go hand in hand. Eh? You can have the best factory. You can have the best cane transport route. You can have the best cane transport tractors. But if you don't have a good management of your agriculture operation or your harvesting per se, you're going to have difficulties.
We must relook at all areas of work and the maintenance of quality and standards. Work standards cannot be compromised with. In every area of your operation, we must adhere to that. Because that is what will lend itself to improving yields and make us a better Blairmont. We must take necessary actions to avoid recurrence of poor work standards. Maintain discipline in all areas. Not forgetting honesty, commitment, and dedication. Those are all a necessity.
Let me start by first commending you guys for taking out the first crop in the most challenging situation. And if we work as a team, field factory coordination, then a team together each achieve more. We could achieve more if we work as a team. Also, achievement of goal is the first step to improvement. Remember last crop we didn't achieve the target. But if we want improvement, then we need to achieve the goal. And lastly, let the light at the end of the tunnel be a reality and not a hope. Just don't hope that things will get better. You can make it better. You can make it get better. And if you're not seeing the light, then you could ask me for some help. If you got a lot of mud in the cane, then you increase the cost of maintenance. What the mud do, it acts like sandpaper. When you pump it through the pipes, then it erodes all the pipes, it erodes the fan blade at the boiler. It erodes the pump, so because the mud is like sand, right? Damage the equipment in the factory. So you have to replace them. The cost of maintenance increase. You lose sugar. The mud carry the sugar. You reduce the capacity of the mill. You reduce the output of the boiler because you can't burn the mud in boiler. The boiler has been designed to burn mud. It's only bagasse. And you use wood, high supplementary fuel. A relationship between mud and sugar. The mud is red. If the mud increases, then you lose sugar also. Advantage of clean cane is a cost saving in terms of reduced wear and maintenance, increased factory capacity due to reduced quantity of extraneous mud, reduced energy consumption, high calorific value of bagasse. That means the bagasse will burn better. Lower loss of sugar in filter cake, bagasse, and molasses. Improved sugar quality. That's the advantage of clean cane.
We have seen estates disappear into the wind, but they're no longer sugar estates. So there were 7 and they get 3. We gotta get uncomfortable. We can't allow our friends to bring us all down. We all gotta literally be our brother's keepers. We gotta look at the other departments. Well, first of all, we gotta look at ourselves and do what we need to do. But we also gotta encourage our brothers to come out and work. We gotta have some pride in this estate. This is our. And we gotta do things to make them people out there stop saying them things. Because if the people out there saying that, imagine what the general population of Guyana is saying about GuySuCo. We gotta change this. We keep saying over and over about attendance, but I don't think people understand how critical attendance is. Because the fact of the matter is, every gang is dependent on the other gang. There is no one gang, while the harvesting gang might be the biggest one. The harvesting gang can do the work and still to get paid, they still need the finance department. Right? If the planters don't plant cane, the harvesters have nothing to do. So basically, every area is dependent on every other area. Generally, if you look at the 2 forest crops, we did a little better in some of the areas. However, if you look at the estate's performance, because we're all interlinked with each other, so while we have 91% from field workshop and 82% and 91%, the fact of the matter is the estate, it's only 78%. So I'm saying to you, get uncomfortable,
help management. Because in this boat, they got management to work. All are we going to end up on the road if we don't change something. And this applies to everybody, senior staff, junior staff, workers, everybody. Get uncomfortable, change our attitude, and work towards achieving our crop, and work towards keeping this estate alive.
The corporation positions itself for improvements and depends on stakeholders to be more visible in the collective efforts to bring off a good crop. Thank you for staying with us on this week's program of GuySuCo Roundup. I am Curtis Setal, reminding us to band together as everyone achieves more. Let's put GuySuCo first.